In this video, we're going over the average speed ranking example. So to start, let's remind ourselves what the average speed is. The average speed is equal to the distance traveled over the elapsed time, or the total time. And so this differs from average velocity, where average velocity is dependent on the displacement. And with the displacement, you have to take into account the direction. But with average speed, all you're concerned about with distance traveled is the total amount of distance that you have covered in a certain time interval. So this example is kind of similar to the first example with average velocity, in that the denominators are both dependent on a time interval. And so with these graphs, the time interval is all the same. So to be able to rank the average speed, we just need to be able to rank the distance traveled. Calling the distance traveled d, we have for A, d is equal to 20 meters. For B, d is equal to 0 meters because we're stationary. For C, d is equal to 10 meters. For D, we have going from 10 to 0, so d is equal to 10 meters. For E, we're going from 2 to 10 meters, so d is equal to 8 meters. And for F, we're going from 0 to 10, so that's 10 meters, and then 10 back to 0, so that is another 10 meters, so d is equal to 20 meters. Now that we know the distance traveled, we can rank the average speeds now. So starting with the smallest, we have a distance traveled of 0 for B, so that would be the smallest. And then we're moving up to E, and then to C and D. And then finally finishing up with A and F as the same. So I'm going to take a moment to highlight F. So with F, we found that the average velocity was equal to 0 meters per second, but the average speed was 2 meters per second. So this is something that you're going to have to watch out for in problems when they're asking for average speed or if they're asking for average velocity, because those two things can be different even for the same motion. So to wrap up, the reasoning behind our rankings was that since the elapsed time was equal for all graphs, the largest distance traveled has the greatest average speed.